I'm sure that if we insist so much that we want to receive Palestinian and Arab recognition of Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state, then some Israelis at least do need it. The point is different. From a political point of view, knowing that we want to negotiate a political settlement with the Palestinians, it is counterproductive. It is counterproductive first, because it doesn't mean anything. If we will find a Palestinian leader that will say, I do recognize Israel and I recognize Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state, we are going to be happy. But who will prevent tomorrow the same Palestinian leader, because he will be angry with us about I don't know what, or the next Palestinian leader who is going to replace him to say, I don't accept or I don't agree with what Mr. Abu Mazen said 5, 10, 15 years ago. I don't recognize Israel's right to exist. So what? So what are we going to do 15 years from now? Are we going to say that the peace treaty that had been signed and implemented is not valid anymore? Of course not. But the insistence on an ideological issue, which is extremely painful to the Palestinians, which is part of their ideological dream, makes it almost impossible to receive such a statement. Genuinely. Furthermore, if there will be a Palestinian leader who will issue such a statement, he will say, okay, what do you pay me? What is going to be the price for such a statement? Are you going to say you give up Jerusalem? Are you going to say that you give up the right of Jewish immigration to Israel, or I don't know what? So from this point of view, it is totally wrong, counterproductive, and we don't need it. We have a similar, if you want, kind of statement that we expect. And that is, we want the Palestinians to say, we do not have the right of return of Palestinian refugees to Israel. Now, I don't want to receive one single Palestinian refugee. But to say that Palestinians don't have the right of dreaming Leshana Haba'a bePalestina, why not? We have been dreaming Leshana Haba'a beYerushalayim for 2,000 years. That doesn't mean that we did go to Jerusalem. And by the way, the majority of Jews don't even today want to go to Jerusalem, in spite of the fact that they do make such a prayer every year during the Passover ceremony. But for a Palestinian, what I want is to negotiate the future of the Palestinian refugees, how this problem is going to be resolved and how is it going to be implemented. And if you want to go on dreaming, that's your problem.